T-minus 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan, New York, and Japan. I'm a model. You know what I mean. I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. On the catwalk. I do my little turn on the catwalk.
Thank you, Sling Blade. That was too sexy for this podcast. Kyle Hebert, The Intergalactic Boom Box, filmed before a live studio audience. Oh, wait. They're dead. Wow, this just got dark. We talk pop culture, tech, news, reviews, geek stuff. The whole crew's here on board. The alien life forms are composed of Gits, hey, Shiggles, hello, Asmer,
Let's Scooby-Doo this crap.
and on the human side, we've got Conspiracy.
I'm not paranoid. You're paranoid. So is your mother.
Okay. EV Pete. Which stands for what again, Pete?
Electronic voice phenomenon.
Do. And of course, the Intergalactic Boom Box floating through the galaxy would be nothing without my AI boombot, Bubba.
Yo, Bubba.
Hyperventilating Alan Alda under a heat lamp. What is it now?
Question of the week. Do you prefer streaming or theatrical for first-run movies? Do you like to just say, you're like, I'm getting out of the house, man. I can't stand this. I got cabin fever. Or you're like, nah, it's a little too unsafe. I'd rather just stay at home. Or you're like, I'm too lazy to go anywhere. Oh, we'll pop it right on the TV and yeah. Justin Eden says it depends on the film. Also depends on my anticipation and excitement as well. Ryan Gleason says probably the theater because the theaters are fun and awesome. Laura D says streaming all the way. I'll wait as long as it takes to watch it at home. Well, it's definitely cheaper. Clayberry Sauce says with a newborn, I have to watch movies on streaming. I totally get that, and thank you for not bringing your newborn to theaters. I don't know what's worse, people talking during movies, people texting during movies, or people bringing their obviously too young children to hard R movies or horror movies. It's like, what? Rod AI says, I will always have my spot for theaters. Streaming is nice, but for me, I like the convenience of streaming more than actually watching on it. Ratbot says, streaming is too affordable to go to the movies like I used to. There'll always be movies that are better in theaters, though. You just can't replicate the IMAX experience. I mean, there's IMAX Marvel movies now on Disney+, but all that really amounts to is just a different aspect ratio on your TV. Josh Monk Polino says, maybe in theaters as soon as things are a little bit safer. I heard that, Josh. Jamie Jackson says, I very much prefer sitting in a theater. Yeah, you miss the whole experience by just turning on a TV as opposed to getting some popcorn, sitting down on those nice plush leather chairs. I mean, here in major cities, they have these nice plush leather chairs, and you get to pick out your seat in advance, and the sound and the vision, it's just totally different. And in some ways superior. You just can't replicate it at home. Omid, aka Ironhide, says streaming, but I miss going to the theater. Last time I went was like 5 years ago. Zach Jansen says streaming. I don't have to go to COVID land and I can smoke weed while I watch at home. Levi says currently streaming, but once COVID dies down enough, I'd like to go back to the theaters. There's nothing like it. Momoko2 Harumaki says depends. Some movies I think are better in the theater. Mickey says depends on the movie. Nick says streaming. Steven says theaters. Hardcore says DVD for me. Jason says streaming. Screw theaters and their capitalist nature. New question. Anime live action adaptations, they don't have a great track record. Speed Racer, Ghost in the Shell, Death Note, and the granddaddy of them all, Dragon Ball Evolution. But what anime series do you think would work great in live action? Personally, I think none. I say leave it alone. At most, maybe take a 2D animated show and maybe do it in 3D CG. That's about as far as I'm willing to go. I mean, live action, I still can't speak to Cowboy Bebop. I haven't watched it yet. But what do you think? What anime series do you think would work in live action? At Boombox Pod. Disney Plus recently had a big press event announcing a ton of new Marvel projects. Among them previously announced shows like She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, Season 2 of What If, but there's definitely more excitement a-brewin'. The hit Marvel Zombies episode is getting a full-fledged animated series alongside X-Men 97, set in the 90s, of course, and Spider-Man Freshman Year. But wait, there's more. Animated shorts I Am Groot, All About the Baby. Live action-wise, Secret Invasion, adapting the comic storyline. I don't want no Skrull. A Skrull is a guy that can't get no love from me. Also, Agatha, House of Harkness, with Catherine Hahn Echo, a character who will first show up in Hawkeye, which just began on Disney+, and Ironheart. I'm more excited about all these new shows than the current phase of Marvel movies. Am I alone here? Not a fair assessment because I've really dropped the ball and haven't seen. Oh my, let's go down the list here. This is embarrassing. I'm losing street cred. I haven't seen Black Widow, Shang-Chi, or The Eternals. Bad, fanboy, bad! I've talked about the Alien TV series in development before, which sounds pretty key. It turns out another property associated with Ridley Scott is also being whipped up. I got my buddy Asmer here. He's an alien who speaks in movie quotes and advertising jingles. Asmer, what movie do you think is going to be developed into a TV series?
It's too bad she won't live. But then again, who does?
Man, you're on it. Or you already read my show notes. Blade Runner! Dude. 2 iconic sci-fi properties heading to the small screen with plenty of breathing room to flesh out the new characters and storylines.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Variety is reporting plans are underway for 10 episodes. What could possibly go wrong? Well, honestly, a lot, but I haven't seen the new anime series that's on Adult Swim. Anybody see it? Blade Runner, Black Lotus?
Hey, boss man, that's negatory.
Some more aliens here. We got Gitz and Shiggles.
Guilty as charged, El Capitan. Anywho, I think this is a great idea. Right, Shiggles?
Well, it's a replicant or replicant situation.
What did I say about dad jokes on the podcast?
The light that burns twice as bright burns half as long.
The tag ship's on fire off the shoulder of Orion.
I watch sea beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate.
All these podcasts will be lost in time, like tears in rain.
Time to die.
I saw this coming. Celebs are hopping on the NFT bandwagon. Quentin Tarantino put some cutscenes from Pulp Fiction up for auction as NFTs. And distributor Miramax is so not into that, and they're going to sue him. They're worried it'll dilute the value of their property and have their own plans regarding NFTs. They say, quote,
"The proposed sale of a few original script pages or scenes as an NFT is a one-time transaction which does not constitute publication and in any event does not fall within the intended meaning of print publication or screenplay publication." Yes.
Quentin's lawyers are like, well, allow me to retort. They're saying he can sell, quote, NFTs of his handwritten script for Pulp Fiction, and this ham-fisted attempt to prevent him from doing so will fail. Someone's going to end up paying a lot more than a $5 milkshake. Lots of people, mostly Gen Z and millennials, have quit their day jobs to become content creators on various platforms. Some are making thousands, and some are even making millions. And way more aren't making anything. But if you've got 100K followers on TikTok, you can pull in up to $1,000 a month. I'm definitely not there. YouTube Shorts give you 15 seconds to hold someone's attention, and they've got a $100 million fund to divvy up into paydays for the high clickers. Pinterest, is that still a thing? Yeah, they're pushing video shorts. Snapchat is making it rain for creators, shining in their spotlight. Meta, which is now Facebook and Instagram combined, have $1 billion to play with. You could snag up to $10,000 with Instagram's Reels Play bonus program. I don't see Twitch listed in this protocol.com article. Is that platform cooling off nowadays? Because I know there's still streamers there that pull in a lot of cash. I'm still waiting for Vero to catch on.
Herbert?
Yes, Ken?
How many licks does it take for me to get to the interesting part of this segment?
Bada bop boom pow.
Thanks for listening. At BoomboxPod on Twitter. And remember, just as you can identify a tree by its fruit, so you can identify people by their actions or their dental records. Wow, that was morbid. Till next time, see you on the flippity floppity.